Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Kal,
And I'm Ghost.
and today we're talking about Battlefield. I know you guys are excited, hot off the press from a fresh beta this weekend. A lot of chatter about it. My YouTube feed is just full to the brim of nothing but
That's all it
Battlefield,
is.
and I've
That's all
had
it is.
and I've had to stop myself from clicking just because I don't want people's opinions to sway my own. But I have been hearing some foolishness out there in the ether.
I've
I
been
don't want to get
watching.
into I don't want to get into that right now. Today's topic, we are focusing on the things that we've seen in the beta and what will be changed by the time this game launches October 10th. Correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so a lot of people were complaining about recoil and the time to kill. Me personally, I do agree with the recoil. I felt like as soon as you put any type of attachments on, it turned that gun into a laser. Like automatically. Like all you needed was a vertical grip. Really.
Well,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that until I don't know what it was. It was like God's honest truth. Me saying this. It was like the 23rd hour. You know what I mean? Like the beta, like being over. I was like, man, let me play with this. Let me like really see. And I messed around with that M4, and I went back in, and I was like, yo,
Yes.
what is this?
It is a
Like no movement,
right.
clicking off from distance.
It's a vast improvement, but I think it's too much of an improvement. The gun shouldn't be hitting, like I was hitting people
Beaming?
at a distance. Like I was like, I know he's kind of mad about that because I would be pissed off
Well,
from that
and I do
distance anyway.
think, and I know that there's been a big talk kind of going around, and I sound stupid for saying this because I've never heard somebody actually say it, but I guess the netcode, I'm guessing the beta itself is having issues with like hit
Yes.
detection. So
Yeah.
it's better, and it's not to say some people are trash or some people are just good, because there is a skill thing that goes into it. But there was, and they've, I guess, come out and admitted to it. I can't cite that for my book report, but some people's net code was better than others, and they have, looked into it to try to make it better. Because I know damn sure I've
Yes.
walked up on some people, and you and I both
Yes,
shot
murdered.
somebody running. The man ran across, got fully shot all the way crossing the street, ran into the door, came back, clipped us both. He
Yep.
just
Instantly.
wiped us off the map.
I didn't get a chance to even raise my weapon to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have died. I died suspiciously a lot of the times when I had crossplay on. When this game
Oh my
launches, my
God.
crossplay will be turned off. Just letting you know now.
All the way off.
But
All the way off. I'm looking
Yeah.
at you, Drake. Not Drake the rapper. Drake in our group.
the time to kill, I felt like was good.
I think it's okay.
Disregarding the netcode issues and stuff like that. A lot of people were talking about how they were instant death was more towards when you were in close quarters, and I did feel that a lot. Like if you were within like 6 feet or one
And that
person per
shotgun's
weapon, you're done.
Yeah,
But,
if shotgun sees you, it's over.
Yeah, but they said the final build will have some recoil tuning and netcode damage fixes, so you don't see that issue as much at launch. Obviously, players can choose unrestricted weapon access or class-restricted closed loadouts at launch.
Right.
The signature weapons, using class-specific weapons will grant small performance bonuses in the closed mode.
Okay.
For your assault class overhaul ghost, you will no longer
Yay.
get any self heals. You will now be resistant
Damn,
to
I can't get a stimmy. Oh, okay.
flash.
I was hitting that
stun.
bitch like a dope fiend.
Yeah, I bet. You now be resistant to flash, stun, and explosives.
Okay,
It
that's cool though.
You will also boost capture speed for nearby squad mates, and you will
Thank
gain.
God.
You want to know what your gadget is, or you probably already saw it?
What is it?
It's an assault ladder.
Oh, I do get the ladder?
Yeah.
I want the sledgehammer. I want to hit stuff with it. That was such the redneck in me for sure.
I swear. Anyway, you will get a
The
deployable
tactical ladder's cool.
Yeah, for scaling
Oh,
vertical
we going in through the
surfaces.
second floor. Oh yeah, we going in
Absolutely,
the second
all
floor.
the time. Jumping down on a capture point. Put the
Crazy.
put the spawn beacon up there.
The what is that? That assault on Cairo when you come jumping through the second story onto the
Right.
B. I was like, what the hell's going on here? That
Yeah,
was crazy.
speaking of that deploy beacon though, it will have a limited use. It will self-destruct after you
Okay.
deploy. It's designed for
Okay.
team spawns rather than just using it yourself and flanking on your own. Recon will get an overhaul. It will gain Spec Ops path, which will reduce footstep noise. It will allow spotting of
Oh,
enemy
that's
gadgets.
dangerous.
Yes, that is
Okay,
very
that's
dangerous. And it unlocks an active UAV at max level for passive enemy spotting. I believe that's
Oh,
what
that's
you
cool.
were using, right? The Assault had that, so
Yeah.
they just swapped. Okay.
Well, no. Assault doesn't have that. Recon has that. It gets to
Oh,
level
okay,
3
that's
and you
right.
click L1 and R1 and it sends up a personal UAV, which is kind of cool. But
Yeah,
that
I like that.
I hope they don't change it to where it's like Call of Duty where it's the whole map. I like that it has to be within close quarters of whoever that person is. I do
I
like
don't.
that a lot.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do that. I think the way that it works now is really well done.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely. This is not Call of Duty where we got kill streaks covering everything.
True. That is
Uh,
true.
Obviously, we're going to get a boost in maps because we're just playing on all beta maps. And the team has already said these maps are pretty small in comparison to the
Which
other
is
maps
also
that they have.
wild.
Yes, and I've actually been loving these maps. I've seen some complaints. People saying, this feels more like Call of Duty just because it feels like it comes down to responsive shooting instead of
Okay.
like trying to. But it might feel like that because that's the only gameplay we're getting just based off of the map itself.
Well,
So sure, you can
here's
have that
also the
opinion.
thing. Let's have an objective conversation, right? A lot of people from the Call of Duty community did come over and play this, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
us, excluding you, played Call of Duty up until kind of this, right? But my only argument to that statement, I don't know who is listening to this played 2042, but these maps are vastly better than what we got in 2042, where I'm running
absolutely.
for 3 minutes to get ran over by a tank, and then I got to start
Absolutely.
the whole process over. At least here, if I want to jump in on Alpha, I can get to Bravo, Charlie, and Echo quickly enough to contest it. And I'm cool with that. I don't have a
Right.
problem with it because there's still enough to where tanks are still a problem, helicopters are still a problem,
Absolutely.
so are planes. So, I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but if you go back to 2042, some of those maps are too damn big. Kaleidoscope, um, you
Calling
know,
it out by name. You
yeah,
already know you're
I
scarred
can't.
if you remember the map
Yeah, or
name.
that damn desert map. I can't remember the desert map, but bump that one too. That one
Hourglass.
sucked. There you go. I hated that damn map. That map sucked.
Yeah, so we're getting some new maps. Hopefully they're spread out a little bit more. I hope they're kind of like similar to
Excited for
Battlefield
Liberty.
4. I haven't seen Liberty. Is that a map?
That's that New York map where they blow up the bridges. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, really? Oh, we're getting that?
That was gonna
Oh,
be
yes, sir.
raw. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm in all day.
Yeah. So we're getting at launch we will be getting 2 extra modes, Team Deathmatch and Escalation. EDM, we all know what that is. But Escalation is
That
basically
sounds
like a regular
fantastically fun.
it's like a regular conquest, but I think over time the capture points start to shrink, and so it'll end up being just one capture point on the map where the whole team are just going at it over this one capture point. Apparently,
So,
the devs think
kind of like
this is their
battle royale
favorite.
thing, kind of like
Not
with the
kind of
gas
like that,
coming in, kind
but
of.
more of like it's a way of shrinking each team's focus, so it starts the combat is escalating. The intensity of it ramps up
I'm in. You had me at escalation.
because if you're all just fighting over A, my God, can you imagine the
Yeah.
fighting that's gonna happen over that?
Well,
The amount of
well,
bullets
it's a lot
that were
like
flying.
playing. We got to think it's a lot like playing Breakthrough,
I was thinking
right?
about that
I mean,
too.
it's just
Yeah.
front line trench warfare. I mean, you just dig
Right.
in and hey, you're going at it, slugging.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be some tactical element to this. But I'm definitely will be checking that out at launch. They also said they will have some map tweaks. Some cover will be added, objectives resized, and travel flow will be improved based on the amount of feedback they've gotten from the beta. Honestly, I'm all in for more cover, but like I said, us coming from 2042, this is a vastly
I think they've done a great job.
yes. This is such a big improvement on what we had. I felt like they had good enough cover. I felt like I was playing in an actual war
I
zone.
saw a tank, I got scared, and I could run
Yeah,
in a building. Now,
right.
will he take the
Exactly.
building down? I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
But at least I don't see him and just turn around and it's open field and cows. Okay.
Actually, ain't nothing for you to do. Not even worth putting up or like a bombardment.
I just used to
or what do
lay
you call
down.
those? What do you call
I
those?
just used to lay down. It was
ain't
it.
nothing else you can do. The grass too
No,
short anyway.
no,
so you
he
just go get
saw
one.
me. I saw him, and then it was a 10 millimeter cannon round just in my face. I was redeploying as soon as I saw him. Done.
They said, as far as technical, the technical side of it and performance, they will have some optimizations like stability fixes, higher frame rates, improved network performance. PC enhancements will support DLSS 4, NVIDIA Reflex, and the ability to disable anti-aliasing for lower input lag. They are definitely fixing some crashes that happened during the beta. Hopefully these things will get resolved at launch. We're getting some UI and HUD fixes. I'm gonna let you know right
Please.
now that main menu
God.
is atrocious, and navigating that menu is absolutely stupid. I don't know who designed that. Maybe the same
Worse than
person who did
Netflix.
2042.
It's rough. It's rough.
Actually, I'm
But
so
that's universally. Nobody likes it. Universally.
yes, and I don't understand why these developers continue to use UI that's similar to like streaming services. I never understood that. Just give me a
I
classic
wonder if
menu
it's
on the
for
left-hand side.
familiarity, right? But I wonder if it's for familiarity. You know what I mean? Like it's a concept that you understand without having to go into too much explaining. But here's the problem. That's cool, and I understand. Like if somebody's dad that never plays jumps on, you can get to something easily. But these are gamers. Like we're trying to get to certain pieces of content quickly, and I got to scroll through 12 different items. I'm not doing that. At that point, I'm aggravated. And why is everything in like 12 different sub menus on this game?
Thank you. My good God, R2 does this, L2, and R3. Invite your friends, but R2 to get back to. I'm sorry.
I
What
want to do none
happened
of
to
that.
zero? What
I'm
happened
loading
to
it
the
with
red button
squad.
takes me back?
I have no idea.
Now red
Circle
button mutes.
back.
The
Yeah,
buttons prop changes depending on what screen you're on. It's atrocious. It's ugly. Anyway, I don't know who has ever been confused by just a classic menu on the left hand side. All right, that just seems
AI
simple to
said,
me.
"This is what you like."
But anyway, they're going to be doing some ping and spotting fixing, so it works appropriately from vehicles to turrets. I didn't really have that much trouble with spotting. I actually forgot it was there. I got out of practice of it in 2042, but I'm trying to get back into it. Also, readability for the HUD. You got improved objective markers and visibility, which is always nice. Honestly, one thing I'm
See
really
any problem with
surprised.
that? The way it was
Yeah, I did.
now,
Right, I did not.
it didn't bother me at least.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I didn't have any issues with like visibility and knowing who was enemy and who wasn't. I knew who to shoot. And that's another thing I like. There is
The only thing I would say is from a further distance being to identify a enemy combatant. I think that's the only thing, because at some points
that's true,
where they're just slightly too far out and it doesn't register. I don't know if that's my team or their team. I don't know if I should shoot them, and I'm not trying to waste ammo because there aren't great teammates that drop a lot of ammo boxes. So if we could get some better identification markers, I think that would be great. But that would be my only complaint.
right. Because yeah, from a distance, sometimes I've had a teammate come up and their marker is kind of like translucent. Maybe that's something I have to.
Yeah, and I'm
switch in the
shooting 'em.
settings. Yeah, and I'm unloading the whole clip.
I'll tell
and
you
let 'em be
this.
like that.
Speaking about that, it doesn't pop up all the time, like quick enough. And it was me, two teammates, and one of the enemy were all standing in a hallway together. And like, I'm standing there, and I'm like, "All right, man, are we gonna go?" I turn around, and there's an enemy sitting right in the mix of everything, and he panicked, like uber panicked. Like you see him start jumping around and everything. He ended up passing away during that altercation. But he literally stood there with us for a cool 15 seconds before that red identification mark popped up, and it's like that's
Yeah,
that's a little too much.
right. Maybe, the longer we play, the more our eyes will get used to it because this isn't like 2042 where everybody's running the same specialist. So it's really
That is
confusing as to
true.
what team you're on.
Sundance,
So-
old stupid ass. Sorry.
But now we have some, like, this is the easy identification I've seen. Like, you know whose side is on what. I like that. It looks like two armies going up against each other, which is what we need.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's no Nicki Minaj, not that anything against her,
That
but I'm not
be-
trying to see pink spandex running
I
around
absolutely
with
not.
Lilith from Diablo. I can't do that anymore. What's happening here? I've been playing Beavis and Butthead for the last like 3 weeks in COD.
That's crazy.
It's the most disgusting thing. And here's the thing, not to talk about COD, but you know that was a pay-to-win skin because their design was too big. So if you actually shot Beavis or Butthead in the head, it didn't count as a headshot. You had to shoot him in like the mouth.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and that's why everybody's running it. Sorry, that was a tangent. Next.
They're going to be having some. They have a hybrid server browser, which will at launch will add.
I hope they do that.
But it's only for porting. Like a lot of Battlefield
you-
players were thinking that the server browsers would be for standard matchmaking. This is only for the portal side of Battlefield.
And I heard that you're going to have to ask permission for when you create your own like server. You have to ask permission from Battlefield if you can get XP put in that match. It's not
Really?
something that's automatically done like how 2042 was.
It's probably because they don't want people XP farming in
Spamming
there,
it. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Which is what I was going to
completely
do.
agree with.
I'm just saying, I was absolutely going to exploit it if it was there.
That's crazy. We don't.
I'm not going to
do
be a
stuff
hypocrite.
like-
I was going to
We
use that.
don't do stuff like that around
People,
here.
I'm letting you know right now, we're going to get off here, and him and I would be like, listen, if it'd been getting the skin, we were going to do it. Okay? I don't want to hear anything.
I would never do anything like that because back
I
in the
would
day
do
they
it
would
and say
ban
you did it.
That's
That's okay.
crazy.
I would
They
tell everybody
ban
on here,
your
you did it with
IP
me.
for doing stuff like that.
That's okay. They ain't doing it right now.
That's crazy. But yeah, those are like the main things that they will be fixing. Some role overhauls, which I'm perfectly fine with. These overhauls make sense. Time to kill
I'm
adjustments.
good with everything they're doing.
Yeah, time to kill. People were complaining about that, but somebody did a side-by-side of Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 6. Proved them
It's
wrong.
not that bad.
It's not
It's
that
not that
bad.
bad.
It's actually the same amount of time that you get in Battlefield 4. The only difference...
Only thing they
Go ahead.
fix the hit markers and the netcode. That's it.
Yes,
You'd be all right.
absolutely. And maybe...
And here's the thing: the
at a
only
distance.
people that complain, the only people that complain are the ones that are losing the gun battle, aka
Right.
me.
Oh.
So it's all right.
But yeah, I think all of these fixes are great. Like I said, they make sense. There's nothing here that I'm like, oh, why
No,
did
there's
they leave
nothing
this
egregious
out?
out of that.
Like, there's nothing egregious. We still had a great
I
time.
think they're
even-
listening.
yes.
Yeah.
For once, somebody says, let's actually bring the community in on this because we're making Battlefield
We're
for the
running-
Battlefield players.
We're doing an 8-day or a 6-day beta, plus the streamers got to it. They've got tons of data months out. This
Right.
is fantastic.
Yes, and that's also excites me because we have such a polished product already. Like they can, I will be honest with you, they can release this game right now, early access. I buy it immediately. They can release it right now, early access for $50. I would buy it immediately.
Oh, yeah. Do it how like Path of Exile is doing.
Right.
100%. I will have it on my desktop. I would have it everywhere. I'll put it on my phone if I could. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's crazy.
so definitely something to look forward to. I'm
Oh, I'm
excited
looking
for the
forward.
game. I've been saying this
Hell yeah.
for like all week, all over the weekend. I'm kind of itching to get back in there this weekend.
My wife's tired of hearing about it.
That's how you know it's good.
That's crazy. She come in there, she's like, "What's your KD?" I'm like, "Don't talk about that right now, okay? I'm doing bad."
But yeah, Ghost, did you have anything else?
Nope, just super excited. That's about it.
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments what you think of these changes. Do you think they're warranted? Do you disagree with some of them? Like I said, we're always here to argue with you. But above all else, before you make a comment, just make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a
Ding
video.
ding.
All right.
That's
We will catch
crazy.
you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.